That's what I don't like. I don't like when people mock gay men that have a slur or a lisp. That's not funny. That's something that I was picked on as a kid. I went through speech therapy because I had a lisp. That's not funny at all. I don't know why anybody would think that that's even remotely in the realm of being funny. Why, like, so it's okay for all these straight men to sit around and talk like this about gay men when they actively had gay men call into their show? What? There's so much drama going on right now.
Girl, she not ready to have her.
Hey, what is up all my social climbing friends? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video. I'm filming this video before I go to bed because I want to get a video up earlier tomorrow. But Klein just got off of his podcast and there was a lot of stuff that happened. I want to kind of do something different in this video. I want to like react to this video because someone was so nice and linked me a like 6 minute and 56 second clip of all the pertinent parts to this story. Basically, a lot of people were saying that Ethan was being homophobic, and I know that Ethan is giving a lot of apologies lately. I just tweeted that out on Twitter, but now I'm actually going to sit down and watch this, and I'm going to give my authentic reaction to it, and then I want to cover some tweets that I also saw on Twitter, and maybe some comments, depending on how long it gets, because I don't want the video to get too long, so if you guys are here for that, stay tuned to this video. Okay, so shout out to the person that sent me this. It's literally like a link. It's like an unlisted thing, and it's titled Compilation of Ethan Using Homophobic Language on his podcast for 11/22. Now, you guys know that I'm gay. Talked about that in my last video.
Move, I'm gay.
I don't think that that would come as a surprise to many of you if you're new here, but let's just react to this and see what happens, okay? So let's see.
He has some anal leaking. Now, we were saying, well, if he's getting blasted in the ass hard enough, potentially, you may need to wear a diaper. And a lot of you will say, like, okay, we've had a debate, like...
Okay, so he was talking about James Charles and the diapers. I think I was the first person to point that out. Where's my credit? I understand why some people would be offended by that. I want to also say before we get any further into this, I'm not easily offended when it comes to, like, gay jokes and things, but that does not mean that there are not people that are not offended. I can't speak for everyone. I'm just one person. So let's get back to this.
I don't think vaginas increase in size from sex, but assholes actually do. If you have a lot of anal sex, you can actually blast open your anus. Frequent anal sex can result in a blasted open asshole.
He's not wrong.
Just got railed real hard the night before. He's a power bottom.
No, that would...
That's an option, power bottom.
So wouldn't that mean that the diapers aren't for him, though?
No, if he's on the bottom, he's getting railed. That he's an enthusiastic receiver. Oh my god. Power bottom is a guy who likes to wildly ride the...
Okay, I'm wondering if that was Ethan's, like, if that's something that Ethan was saying, or if that's something that he read, because an enthusiastic receiver, that's actually funny. To me, anyway.
The peg of another dude?
What is that?
Power bottom is a guy who likes to wildly ride the peg of another dude while he jacks you off until both have boner orgasms. Yeah.
Get down to the power bottom of things here on the Issue Podcast. I love you guys so much, but y'all really need some LGBTQT.
Why? What did I...
Shut up.
What did I say wrong?
Shut up.
Colin, if you ever...
That's reminding me of that TikTok where it's like, he's got the LGBT lights.
I don't understand.
Hold up, wait.
Oh, he's got the LGBT lights.
It's RGB.
Problem with my character.
You got it right. I mean, you literally got it right.
Power bottom was.
Yeah. Shut up. You don't know anything about our sexuality anyways. The fuck do you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
How dare you
Assuming.
assume that none of us are
You know shit.
LGBTQ+. How dare you assume that?
See?
Okay, we have a call about the top-bottom stereotype. Hey, Matt. So, Matt, what do I...
Okay, so I did see this on Twitter, part of it, and this does seem like it's not going to end good, so I'm kind of nervous.
I know often you feel inclined to describe someone where you think they might be a bottom. And I think that that's often a misconception.
I know I'm stopping a lot, but I also want to say that although I'm not really offended by people calling me a bottom, there are people within the gay community that do call other people bottoms in a derogatory way, like that's supposed to be bad. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing because that's that's like 50% of like the whole thing. But it is used with a negative connotation within the gay community. And I do find it rather weird when straight people want to call other people bottoms. That's just weird to me.
That like bottoms may be passive or the
Well, I just mean that he likes.
passive partner.
I just mean that he likes to take it up the butt.
But how can you know that about someone?
Well, that was just
by-
a theory about because he wears diapers. It's just a theory.
Oh no, there have been times. I think one that comes to mind was maybe Jordan Peterson that you described as probably being someone that would be a bottom. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But like I've heard you at times maybe say like, oh, this is someone that might be a bottom. You can't always tell like who's the top, who's the bottom.
So do you find it offensive if I say by being like, oh, he's probably a bottom? Is that the problem? To make
Absolutely.
it's offensive.
Because the game.
I mean, I can get why it is offensive. I understand as a gay person why someone could find that offensive, but it all really depends on how the person's saying it. Ethan couldn't have said it in a way that could have came off like he was trying to say it in a derogatory way. I don't know. I have to listen to more.
Already, you have to deal with certain assumptions about femininity and masculinity.
I mean, it is funny though. I don't know. I think the problem is that the term power bottom is very funny to me. Sometimes, these.
See, now, okay. This is going to be a really bad analogy. It's going to be a really bad comparison, but Ethan almost acted as if he got upset by Trisha calling him fat or whatever. This is the best thing I can come up with. So take the gay thing and take the fat thing. Ethan doesn't like it when people make fun of him, or it could be taken as somebody making fun of his weight, but he thinks it's okay to make fun of someone because they're gay. Not because of they're gay, but because they could possibly be a bottom. And he's trying to like stereotype people by their voice and things. That's really not a good look, Ethan. I'm not offended by it, but that doesn't mean that other people are not.
These alpha men give power bottom vibes. I think maybe the joke is the dichotomy of like their persona of ultra masculinity, but then like the joke being that they're a power bottom.
I think the description of like throwing out that someone is just a bottom, like
I'll put it out there. I'll say it like this. I think that Cola Bront would be a power bottom.
Because it just ascribing certain just roles to people. That's all I'm asking for is just be a little more conscious of it.
So would you consider yourself a top or a bottom, or you don't do that the labels?
And I mean this with all peace and love and with respect, Ethan. It's none of your business.
Okay, like I can see why somebody being so forward could be a little abrasive. I would always answer that I don't care, but some people are really modest. I don't want to say prude because I don't, like that's just a bad word, but I think that some people don't like disclosing that. Some people don't like to talk about that. Just like you wouldn't ask somebody about their age, you don't normally ask them what their sexual position is.
But you have a preference one way or the other.
But that's another thing.
That shouldn't matter.
Can I guess? You tell me if it's right, if I guess right.
I don't like that Ethan's going on with this
I'm not gonna get
because this guy has already made it like blatantly clear that he did not really like what Ethan done in the first place, and now Ethan's continuing this. So I understand why people are upset with Ethan about this. This is not good.
We all know which one you prefer.
As long as you understand where I'm coming from.
To be honest, I don't really.
Okay,
to be on the bottom is to give. It's to give,
It's not.
gracious
It's
thing
really
to give
not.
and to receive like that.
Power bottom is a bottom who is just the more active bottom.
Oh, okay, I see. So they'll
No, okay, I don't know if that's Gen Z, but that is not what that means. No.
ride it. They can ride. A power bottom will ride it, where a regular bottom will just kind of lay there. So
Oh my God, like, I worry about saying the F-bomb in my videos, but Ethan's full on here having a conversation like this. Like, if I have an issue with this, I need to speak to somebody's manager, like...
power bottom is someone who rides enthusiastically. You don't need diapers or anything, right? But like, if you are a regular receiver of anal sex, I'm not saying you are, I don't know. But if you were, does the poop pass like any differently from before? Or is it all normal functions? Like I get it doesn't leak out, but I wonder if it just comes out a little different. If you're on the bottom, it doesn't mean you're like a beta. You could be alpha and also still be on the bottom. Especially if you're.
This is just a very uncomfortable conversation.
Like theoretically, Jordan Peterson, if he was a power bottom, he could still be alpha because he rides it. with gusto.
He read in a vengeful way, so yes, I think that'd be.
No, now see, I feel like he is trying to like make a gay joke. Like I almost feel like that's like really like verging on the homophobic side of things. I really feel that way, and I'm not offended by this. I don't care. Ethan's opinions and thoughts about gay people, they don't affect me. He is literally no one to me, but that is somewhat offensive.
Yeah, people are saying I'm Bruno of the gay community. I think we need an alpha bottom. I think we need more distinctions. We need alpha bottom and beta bottoms. More distinctions.
They're called submissive,
gay.
Ethan.
Did that make you gay?
Does it make you gay? Apologies to whatever his name was. Apparently I was homophobic to him. But whatever.
You see how he just so nonchalantly like says apologies or whatever? And then he gets on Twitter and there's going to be an apology that I'm going to read for you in a minute. Like, I understand why people are mad because this is like the second apology that Ethan has had to give in like a week. Wasn't he just apologizing for something like last week? Like, whoo.
People say it was gross and disappointing. Saying you can guess if Matt is a power bottom by his voice is so gross. But I was right. That was the point.
Doesn't matter if you're right. It's still offensive. It's still offensive to the person that you did that to. Like, you're lacking all self-awareness here. Jesus.
Wasn't I? He admitted.
Yeah, of course you were right. And honestly, just so over these fucking people. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. I think this is AB because I don't watch these people enough. He's giving like real homophobe because like if you're getting that aggravated by somebody airing a grievance with you that you allowed to call into your show, maybe you need to calm the fuck down. You're the one with the problem. You asked them to call in. They didn't ask you to call them. Like, you listen to what the fuck they've got to say, dude. Like, you're giving me homophobic vibes.
It's a fucking entertaining show.
And then Ethan says it's funny.
Someone says, I don't know what's up.
So disappointing.
Someone said,
Okay, no. See, no, hold on a minute. Let me pause this shit. That's what I don't like. I don't like when people mock gay men that have a slur or a lisp. That's not funny. That's something that I was picked on as a kid. I went through speech therapy because I had a lisp. That's not funny at all. I don't know why anybody would think that that's even remotely in the realm of being fucking funny. Why, like, so it's okay for all these straight men to sit around and fucking talk like this about gay men when they actively had gay men call into their show? What? Fuck you, Ethan.
Don't know what's up with
And fuck you, AB.
bad vibes this episode.
Shut the fuck up. Unsubscribe. Go away. Jesus.
Oh, you had them call into you. You had them call into you.
Right.
He said, it sometimes feels
Hot
like
in
making
here.
things LGBT
Getting a little fucking flustered shit.
super uncomfy. Yeah, I think y'all need to fucking... Do you think it's hard for a straight person to understand how it feels to always have people define you by how you prefer sex? Is that a valid criticism?
Yes, it's a valid criticism because clearly, like, when men are with women, you don't go up to them and say, hey, who's fucking who? But I mean, I guess it's 2022. You technically could do that because women will peg you in a minute these days.
No, I'm so fucking frustrated with these people.
So wait, what was I? Where did even do you think some of y'all?
You
were
told them to call into you.
for the show. To be totally honest, like people in this thread who are saying they're grossed out and whatever. I think this with peace and love, you might be too sensitive to watch this show. If you're watching this show and you're perpetually offended by things I'm saying, you may want to just stop watching, like genuinely.
This is coming from the same person that got mad at Will Smith for slapping the shit out of Chris Rock, defending his wife. This is the same person that, like, literally said that Will Smith would probably abuse his wife because he defended his wife. And you want to talk about alpha and beta? I think Ethan's a cuck.
Like, does get annoying with some of y'all getting offended all the time. Come on, you talking about power bombs is like me asking you if she likes it in the front or back. Does she ride your car?
Exactly.
Or like you pounding her. Respect, Matt. Not cool, dude.
And that's the end of it. So I did want to read some tweets. Ethan's apology. Let me get it pulled up here really quickly. So Ethan tweeted out and said, "To my LGBTQ plus fans, I am sorry for comments on today's show. The sexualization of gay men and the grouping of tops and bottoms is a stereotype that I will be trying to unlearn. Apologies to the caller too, who I shouldn't have pressed inappropriately. Hope you guys know I always mean well." This is the second time in 2 weeks that you're having to apologize because you've offended a group of people. Maybe you need to take some time away from the internet, like seriously. So here are a few tweets that I noticed were under this thread replying to Ethan. Someone said, "Whoa, very different energy than when you and Dan told a viewer to fuck off when they called you out." Someone else said, "It's just a shame you couldn't listen to the person actively trying to tell you the issue and had to get tons of comments about it to apologize. Should really stop having callers if you aren't willing to listen to them." I agree. I completely agree. And then someone else said, "This is why you need someone queer on your podcast, long overdue, especially if you want to grow your audience." And then someone replied to them and said, "Especially since he wants to talk about gay people and throwing around bottom and calling people twinks." And I completely agree with this. If he's going to use gay lingo, if he's going to say things that gay people say, if he's going to try to be somewhat relatable, he does need to have a queer person on his podcast. He does. So let's jump into some replies that were actually on the video in the comments, and then I'll give my final thoughts. Someone said, "They need to stop taking calls. Ethan has become so cringy. For the love of God, stop interrupting people." And I agree. If you're going to have people call into you, you are asking for their time, so you should allow them to speak. Stop cutting people off. You ask them to call in. It's not the other way around. They give you a job. You don't employ them. Someone else replied and said, "Honestly, dude, I love the edgy humor, but when it comes to stuff like this, you need to actually listen to the caller, or you're going to get, one, yourself actually canceled, and two, you're not going to learn shit. When you bring up someone's sexuality in conversation, you have to listen with peace and love. Peace and love." And this one right here is the one that I was like, okay, I agree with this. "Shut up" is gradually becoming Ethan's go-to response. Shut up, but call in so I can tell you you're wrong. I don't understand the point in having people call in if you're going to like actively like shut them down every chance you get. You can't request somebody to call into your show and then not let them get a word in edgewise. It just does not work that way, Ethan. And then last but not least, someone said, "I don't know if Ethan's intentionally disregarding callers because he knows it pisses the audience off or what, but it's becoming unbearable to watch. Please just listen for once and stop interrupting." And I think everyone pretty much hit everything I thought spot on. I'm not really too offended by what Ethan has done, but I honestly see why people would be offended by it. You get what I'm saying? I can't speak for everyone. I'm not really too offended by anything that was said here. The only thing that I really did not like was the one guy that was like trying to mock the lisp and like the way a gay men can speak. Not all gay men speak that way, but that is a stereotype that's been perpetuated literally from even before when I grew up. Like even when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure there was people before me that had that same stereotype that they had around them just because they might have spoken different or something like that. I do not like that shit at all whatsoever. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this. I think that it's a mess. I think that Ethan really should listen more and use his mouth less, and he should shut those people up that are on his show with him, because they, in my opinion, were being more aggressive and not listening more than Ethan was. The fact that guy, I think it was AB, was telling people to shut up and that they should unsubscribe, that really just pissed me off. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and if you like this video format, let me know. It does make for a little longer video. I don't know if you guys are into that, if you want to see my face that much, but let me know what you think about Ethan and this whole mess down below, and also let me know what you think about James Charles and his diapers, since that's been brought up again. But aside from all of that, I hope you all have an amazing evening, day, night, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.